So Adam, 2-1 winner at Radcliffe. Just sum that up for us.
Lots of pleasing aspects and many things to work on. Probably is what I'd say in a nutshell. I thought that we struggled in the first 15 minutes. Just probably over enthusiasm really by the lads to go and try and press every single ball, and we were a little bit loose really in our shape and our organisation, and they played through us a few times and got into the final third a few times, had a couple of shots. Sam's made a brilliant save up to his right, but I felt we also looked lively going towards their goal. It was very open, the game, in those early stages, but I felt that the players they found solutions out there. Their system was causing us problems early doors, and I felt that we got to grips with that the longer the first half went on and settled into it, and I thought we played some really good football, probably from that 20-minute mark onwards. Scored a good goal, good for Will to get another goal. That's 3-3 now for him, which is great for his confidence. But it was a nice move, great pass by Cody behind, good run by Cookie, pulled it back, and obviously Will there scored. And we had another couple of really good passages of play. I think one where we've kind of broke away, and Josh Amami's set it for Will Ugle, who's just put it wide of the post. So there was some good bits in that first half, and I felt we started the second half really brightly as well. Scored another really good goal, good cross by Cookie, very unselfish run by Thierry to create that space for Cookie to cross it, and a brilliant header by Flo, and then another really good flowing move for the penalty that we won and unfortunately didn't convert. I think from probably then on, the game got quite disjointed from our perspective, where we obviously made I think 5 subs on an hour, and then another 3 10 minutes later, and that kind of ebbed any real kind of flow that we had to our game, and it's probably fair to say that they had a lot of spells with the ball in that last probably 20 minutes especially, and we had little moments on the counter, but probably were a little bit loose in our play at times. And obviously disappointed as always to concede a goal, although we took 4 of our 5 markers off on the 60-minute mark, and the ball's gone directly in from a wide free kick. But look, like, generally that's the hardest test we've had yet in pre-season. It felt like a proper game, and they're a decent side, and a very experienced side as well. So loads and loads of positives for us.
Yeah, as you say, a strong outfit in Radcliffe, and once we got going, we largely looked in control for the majority of the game.
I think I'd agree with probably from maybe 20 minutes in to probably the last maybe 25 minutes. I felt that we probably settled into it and played with a lot more control, and I felt we probably were the better team in that 20 minutes, 25 minutes either side of half time. But I think they started the game brighter than us, and I think they finished the game stronger than us as well. But that's probably as a result of us obviously making a lot of changes, and it's difficult for lads to come onto a game when you're making that many changes. And you've also got to remember that within that team that started the game for us tonight, you've got Sean Hobson, who's played 45 minutes for us at Macclesfield. You've got Thierry, who's played 45 minutes with us at Macclesfield. You've got Josh Amami, who's played an hour with us, and then in addition to that, you've got a lot of new bodies in the likes of Cody, Will Hugill, Will Harris, and Dylan Crowe. So there's a lot of there's been a hell of a lot of change here, as we know, this summer, and lads are still establishing them relationships and understanding of one another's games. But I'm pleased with a lot of what I saw again tonight.
Yeah, you mentioned Sean Hobson, and there obviously saw him on Saturday, but announced just before kick-off today. What kind of player is he?
Well, he's a very experienced centre-half, but he's also at a very good age, 27. He's, for me, he should be, if he's playing week in, week out, he should have his best years still to come. it was really important that we brought somebody in, at least one in, at the back that's got that experience and that physicality and them leadership qualities. And Sean's I feel will be a really good addition for us, because not only will he give us that seniority at the back and that leadership at the back, but I think he'll also help the younger centre halves that we've got at the club, because you look at like Adam, I thought he was brilliant tonight. Charlie's done ever so well in the games that he's played for us as well. But these are young lads that I think any young player playing at this level will always benefit from having a good, experienced pro playing alongside them. And they've got one of the best goalkeepers in the league behind them, and now they've got a real senior and experienced centre half that can play with them as well. So I'm delighted that we've got him in. We've had to be patient with him, but I think he'll just go from strength to strength now that he's in with us.
Obviously, we mentioned it on the Saturday, but obviously pre-season progressing nicely, building some momentum, and that's 4 wins on the bounce now.
Yeah, but look, I've been at clubs in the past and we've been brilliant in pre-season, and then we've started the season sluggish, and I've also been at clubs where we've not done great in pre-season and we've come out the traps like a greyhound. So it's not so much, look, we want to win. Even if it's a game of chess, we want to win. And it becomes habitual, defending well, trying to keep clean sheets, trying to win games. It does become habitual, as I said. But for me, we've had so much change and we've got so many new players in the building, and obviously I'm new and so Sam, ourselves. So we're learning week by week, day by day, about the players and about what we've got, what we may still need to try and add, and we're just generally working hard to try and get better every day. And training, try and be better. In the games, can we be a little bit better than the game before? And I do feel like we are doing that. I know it's not the first time that I've said that to you, that I feel game by game we have done better. And we've played that's probably the hardest game that we've had so far. They just had a weekend away. They beat Altrincham. They played Fleetwood. And I think there'll be a decent outfit in the league below. So it was a real good test for us, and I'm pleased with many parts of what I saw in the performance, but there's still a lot of hard work to do.
Of course, obviously up next, Ashton United on Saturday.
Yeah, just the next game really. I think we'll probably use it to give longer minutes to the lads who've had less minutes today. But we obviously on Saturday at Macclesfield, some of the lads who started on the bench started the game, and vice versa. So look, it's just the next game. It's another opportunity for us to put in practice some of the things that we've been speaking about and working on in training. It's another opportunity for us to get minutes into players. There's obviously some of the lads who've played more minutes than others, and there's a few that have just come in the last week to 10 days who we need to keep building up. So it'll be day off tomorrow, resting, recovering, and then back on the training ground Thursday, Friday, working hard and just trying to add different layers to our game, and hopefully we can go and have another good performance at Ashton on Saturday.
Thank you.